Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Karibuni sana to our webinar for today. My name is Petronella Gadu. I'll be moderating the session today. We appreciate your time and we appreciate that you have joined us this evening for taking out your time and just being part of the webinar tonight. And so we recognize and appreciate your presence. Karibuni sana. Perhaps you could start by just sharing your name, the name of your business on the wall, what kind of a business it is, and how long have you been in business? And perhaps you might want to share your expectation for this webinar is so that we can also recognize who is in tonight. Karibuni sana. I can see we have Stanley, we have Wangeshi, we have Brittany. We appreciate your joining us this evening. I want to ask Doreen, my co-host, to just say hello and perhaps share the screen for our intros so that we can all move on to the next item. Thank you.
Hi all, hi Wangeshi, Stanley, Cherop, and Petronella. Thank you for joining us today, and we're happy that you're here with us. And we look forward to learning together and taking our businesses to the next level. Lillian will be sharing the next slide.
Thank you so much, Doreen. Cherop, karibu sana. We were just doing a few in-house keeping, some in-house keeping so that we can just start the webinar. And we were just requesting that if you could put on the wall, on our chat, the name of your business, how long have you been in business, and perhaps, anything you'd want to share with us tonight, like your experiences, what has been your highlights, your successes, and perhaps you can also share what your expectations are this evening from this webinar so that we can recognize and appreciate your presence. Karibu sana, Susan Mlamba. We are just doing our intros, our introduction. Kindly just share the name of your organization, what your business is, and how long you've been in business. Yeah, and what your expectations are from this particular webinar. We know we are focusing on young businesses. We are focusing on medium and small scale enterprises. So we know we have a lot to learn from each other. We are here to have a conversation. We are here to have an engagement. We are here to interact and learn from each other, much as we have our speaker this evening. That is Lillian Masharia. She's going to be taking us through strategy, why we need to have a clear-cut direction so that our businesses can be resilient, they can be profitable, especially in the way the economy is today. So karibuni sana. I'm hoping to see a few of us say something on the wall. I hope it is enabled. By the way, just confirm that you're able to share a chat on the wall.
Yes, it is. Cherop says thank you and hi everyone.
Great. Cherop, thank you so much for joining in. We hope we had a good day. And then we have Stanley saying he is from the KM Advocates, a law firm that has been in operational for 5 years in farm marketing techniques. Wow. Stanley, thank you so much for joining. 5 years in the law space. I'm sure we can learn a lot from you. Perhaps you should also share your contacts just in case someone needs the services that you are sharing in terms of what you do, your business does, it will be helpful. Today we know there is a lot of a demand for legal advice in terms of the frameworks that we are operating, the terrain in the economy, the challenges. So it would be good if you just share your contacts. So thank you so much. Wangeshi, asante sana. Kamau, you are the founder of Good Housekeeping Africa, an employer and domestic workers relationship coach. You empower domestic workers and protect domestic workers. Very interesting space. And you've been in this business for the last 2 years. And you're here because you really struggle with strategy. Thank you so much, Wangeshi. This is something that I know every entrepreneur struggles to find their ground, in terms of how do we get to do what at what particular time, what resources, who to connect to. So we are going to clarify strategy for you, Wangeshi. I hope that is something that we can be able to achieve this evening. And it's an interesting space, domestic workers. Perhaps, Wangeshi, maybe you could just unmute yourself and tell us why domestic workers in a minute as we wait for more people to join in. Catherine, karibu sana. Yes, go right ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I hope
Good
you can
evening
all
to
hear me.
Good evening.
Yes, we can.
Okay, wonderful. So why domestic workers? I don't know if you know, let me give you a little bit about the statistics. 76 million workers worldwide are domestic workers. Of those, 76% of them are women. And some of the most marginalized people in the world are domestic workers simply because they work in our homes. And most employers feel that they don't deserve any better because nobody actually sees what's going on. So we tend to mistreat them, we tend to overlook them, and we get really upset, like if they decide that they're going to leave us for greener pastures. So I haven't enjoyed, or I don't like the way people treat domestic workers. And that has been for many years. I've really struggled with it over the years. So I decided that this is the hill that I wanted to die on. It's a very tough hill, but I believe that a journey of 1,000 miles really begins with one step, and it begins with one voice saying that it is not acceptable the way we treat our domestic workers.
Thank you, Wangeshi, for sharing the reason, the why, the purpose for your business. I think most SMEs you'll find they resonate from a point of, they resonate with what you've just shared. We start our businesses from a point of passion, conviction, and that is what makes a difference in our businesses. That is what distinguishes us, and usually the value proposition will come along that particular space. So thank you so much. We can hear the passion that you have. Susan Lamba is saying, good evening all. Good evening to you, Susan. I'm a trainer, motivational speaker, HR consultant, and an entrepreneur. I have a clothesline known as Kibali Wear. We sell light cotton clothes with an African touch for all family wear. Asante sana. Susan, perhaps you could share our website or a link, as the social media platform, so that we can begin to promote each other. That is also another goal for this webinar. We share our contacts, we share what we do, so that you can also build a clientele right from here, just like Wangeshi has shared. Susan, you didn't say exactly what you hope to achieve from this webinar, but I know you definitely get to something from it. Cherop is saying he is from Kara County. Kara County Enterprises, General Supplies, tenders for 6 years now. Amazing. Farming he had taken a break. I'm getting back into the market. Awesome. Cherop, you're in the path of entrepreneurship in Kenya. Feel at home. My expectations from this webinar are to do things differently, to scale up and diversify. Thank you so much, Cherop. It's interesting. You're in the farming space and tenders. That requires a lot of muscle. So we appreciate you and acknowledge the years that you have been in business. I'm sure we can learn a lot from you. We are sharing, for those of us who have just joined, we are sharing, we're just doing a basic introduction of our businesses, what we do, and how long have we been in existence, and the expectations. Maybe in a minute, I'll just read out one more that will come in. But I want us to now delve into the webinar so that we are able to maintain our time. Okay, great. So I want us to just interact with each other in this particular forum, and we're calling it a business wellness roundtable. Lillian, if you could just share that slide with us. Now, when in the African context, when we sit around a table, at the bonfire, there's a way we just share a lot from each other. There's a way we can mentor each other. There's a way you can actually just share an idea and you're able to help someone who was struggling somewhere, beside also learning from the experts that we have around. So karibuni sana to this wellness roundtable for businessmen and businesswomen. We are here courtesy of High Achievers Institute of Professionals, that is HYPE. And it is designed to support and empower SMEs on their growth journey. And that's why we are talking about strategy today, because strategy, you realize, is the one that is going to, give you focus. It is going to bring in the resources for you. And of course, it is going to bring you into the growth space. And we can recognize that some of us have been in this space for quite some time. In this roundtable, we bring entrepreneurs and experts who are, in various subjects, in various areas. They come and talk to us. They come and enlighten us. They share their wisdom. They share their experiences. Of course, through talks, webinars, just like this one that we have organized. And we also have us learning from each other. Just like Wangeshi has shared, she's very, very passionate. You can already see her business is on the social impact space. She wants to make a difference because she has seen there's something that needs correcting in our society. So we learn from each other. We come to exchange ideas, and we come to give each other practical solutions so that our businesses can grow. And of course, growth means it is going to make our lives better, our lives, the lives of our families, extended families, and the country at large. So feel very, very much welcome in this particular webinar hosted by HYPE, High Achievers Institute of Professionals. And we are here to hear from each and every one of us, to learn from each other. And I know we are going to just exchange ideas and grow in this particular space. I can see Doreen has, Doreen has shared some of the our links on the WhatsApp, on the chat, the chat space there. You can look at our website, what we do, and some of the webinars that we have held previously, and perhaps learn from it. You can subscribe and just encourage us so that we also grow the numbers. Now, tonight, we are going to be hearing from our speaker by the name of Lillian Macharia. And I'm going to take us through who Lillian Macharia is. First of all, allow me to just say that Lillian is a good friend of mine. She is one person who is very, very passionate about entrepreneurs. She wants to see us grow. She has been mentoring people in the longest space of time, where she has been in terms of corporate training, management consultancy, and now, a business coach. Allow me to bring to us Lilian Macharia, who I know the slide doesn't say this, but she was born in Nanyuki. You all know Nanyuki, where we have very, very big spaces and ranches. And from Nanyuki, she came to Nairobi. She's grown up here, went to KU for her undergraduate, and then went in KU, she did her Bachelor's of Education. And Bachelor of Education, of course, gives you a background of, teaching, connecting with people, being able to listen to people, and being able to nurture people from one point of development to another. So that has actually been one of the key leverages that Lilian has used to nurture and mentor business owners. Now, for her master's, she went to DeVry University in the US, where she also did an MBA and also did her project management course there. And of course, she decided, she's among the few people who decided to come back home and develop homegrown solutions so that she can be able to, just enlighten us and build us from what she was able to get from the US. Over the years, she has been in the space of corporate training. So you will find she has been able to interact with very many companies in the specialties of leadership, customer care, sales and marketing, and also personal development. She's done this over a period of the last 18 years. And you will find that she is also very keen on holding one business and the other, and customizing solutions because they're different. So she is a business coach by her own right, and she has helped many businesses grow. She's also an experienced consultant who has been an assessor with the Company of the Year Awards that has been there for quite some time. And it's out of that, where she was an assessor and just carrying out company audits, that she realized the demand and the desire to have companies grow out of the experiences that she had. She would look at companies, help them formulate solutions, and of course, nurture them. So this is where her passion, just like Wangeshi has shared, the conviction. This is where she got her conviction of mentoring businesses. She's a passionate business coach, like I have just indicated earlier. And so she's her day-to-day endeavors is just helping and working with entrepreneurs, develop successful businesses that are profitable, creating for you linkages and networks, with resources in terms of specializations in different fields, finance, marketing. And most recently, she has been certified as a trainer with the Program for Women in Digital Business, which is an ILO program. So we want to appreciate you, Lilian. Thank you so much for allowing yourself to speak to the entrepreneurs tonight. Karibu sana. Let's just shower her with some maua as she comes to speak to us. And I know, Lilian, you're going to pour yourself out to the entrepreneurs this evening so that we can learn from you. So this is your moment, Lilian. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Wangeshi. Sorry, Petronella. Wangeshi spoke so passionately. I think her name got stuck in my head. Thank you so much, Petronella, for the good introduction. Thank you, everyone who was able to come in here today. Stanley, I can see you're the only gentleman in the room so far. Just feel our warmth. We love you. We appreciate you, and we are happy that you joined us. And I had seen a number of men had registered. I hope they will be getting to join us. So now after Petronella goes on and on and on with my intro, I'm here left wondering what am I going to tell these people? What is it that I can share with them that is something that will add value to them? But all the same, like she said, I am very passionate. I have a lot of experience working with blue chip companies and big medium-sized companies, as I would call them. But I'm very passionate about the SME space because that is one area where anytime I engage in, I'm able to see, the growth, the quantum leaps that the SMEs make. And because of that, it is something that I am really passionate about. And today we are going to be talking about how to succeed by design, not by winging it, not by patapotea, but how to succeed by design. Let me go back to sharing my screen so that we can now take it over from there. So I will start with a quick poll. I hope everybody did come in with a notebook and a pen because this is a question. This poll is one that we will be answering yes or no, just so that you can get, as we are starting off, you can start gauging yourself and start seeing where am I at? How much of pulling up the socks do I need to pull in order for me to start succeeding by design? All right, so the first one is, the first question, do you have a written strategy? Whether it's written on an A4 paper, whether it is a well typed out strategy, or whether it is something one day you went to Java and you got that aha moment and you asked for a napkin and you wrote down a few strategic pillars that you want to pursue in your business and a few strategies or tactics of how you're going to achieve it. So my question is, do you have a written strategy? If it's in your head, please, that's a no. If you have written it, regardless of how you have written it down, put or give yourself a yes. Do you have a written strategy? Number 2, do you review your goals monthly? Your business goals, your strategic pillars, your SMART objectives. Do you review? Do you hold a monthly meeting, whether your business is incorporated as you, yourself, and yourself? Do you hold a meeting with yourself or with your team members or with some of your associates that you engage on task or assignment basis? Do you review your goals monthly? Is that a yes or a no for you? Let's be as honest as we can. It's only honesty that is going to make us get the right prescription. Then, do you know your most profitable product or service? Susan said she has a business. If I remember well, she has a business where she sells light cotton clothes. Now, in that business, Susan, do you know which particular design or what particular size, or for the different designs that you have, do you know which ones bring you the most money? Take a moment, flip through mentally through all your products and your services, and then say, that's the one. If you don't know it, put it as a no. Then, do you track your KPIs? And KPIs is key performance indicators. Let me just put a caveat here. If your number one was a no, then there's no way you're going to say a yes for KPIs because you can't share, you cannot measure, or you cannot track what is not there, what does not exist. So do you track your KPIs? Do you say, like at the beginning of the year, maybe at the beginning of the year, you said I wanted to grow my revenue by 30% by December 2025. So do you keep a track monthly, quarterly, biannually, annually, etc.? Do you keep a track of your performance indicators to know how you're faring? Then the last one, do you feel confident in your growth plan? Now, you can only answer yes if you have a growth plan. So if you have no growth plan, that's a no. If you have a growth plan that you have not, you're not very confident or happy about, that will also be a no. So take a moment, 5 questions, quick yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And when you're done, see by an emoji, a thumbs up if you're done, or a clap emoji if you're done, then we can move on to see where we are at when we start looking at the scores. All right. Okay, so let's look at how you scored. If you got 0 to 2 yeses, you're a strategy starter. You're not there yet. You're just starting out. If you got 3 to 4 yeses, you're a strategy builder. If you got 5, that means 5 out of 5, you're a strategy boss. So let's go into the chart and rate ourselves. Let's be vulnerable and say, mimi ni starter. Me, I'm a builder. And if you feel you're somewhere behind, like starter is a step ahead of you, you're somewhere, you can write me, I am pre-starter, or I am before starter. And if you're the boss, we also want to see you so that we can celebrate you. We can celebrate that you are in the right path. Anybody in the chat who has given their score, who has given us their scoring? Doreen,
Yes.
are there any comments? Go ahead,
sorry.
Pet.
Yeah, Cherop has said he's a starter. Stanley is a starter. Wangeshi is a starter. Nancy Dirango is a builder. Yes. Those are the responses.
Fantastic. Yes. Nancy, you will be sharing with us what you're doing. You seem to be the one ace in the game. Right. So I have a quote here that says, strategic planning is not about predicting the future. The fact that you come up with a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, a 3-year, if you're very good at what you're doing and you have really been able to picture where it is you want to go, you can do a 5-year plan. But in my experience, I have done strategic planning for corporates. I have done strategic planning for a group of companies where we ended up coming up with 7 strategic plans for the mother company and the 6 subsidiaries. If you are a starter, if you are an SME, the SME is slightly more agile than the more established corporates. So I would advise you come up with, at the longest, a 3-year plan. If you take it to 5 years for an SME, that is too long. It's too long. You might not have the financial muscle. You might not even have the brain muscle in your team for you to sit down and be able to plan for 5 years. That does not mean you don't picture yourself 5 years, but what you put down to actually work on implementing, 3 years would be ideal. All right. So which word best describes your business approach? Are you reactive? So you're always responding. You're like, oh my God, so they want this. Oh, this client. Oh, so summertime is coming. Let's say, let me use Susan again. Summertime is coming and people need light clothes and everything. Are you reacting or do you plan in January so that, say like now our summer is in January. So do you plan around October or September to ensure that you have enough clothes that are fit for summer? And then right now we are in the Kenyan winter. Do you plan way back to ensure that come that season, it's not when you're trying to ship your things and bring them in, you already have them in place? Are you reactive? Do you respond to challenges as they arise? Or are you organized, structured, and methodical in how you do your things? Or even better, are you strategic? Strategic means you're a step ahead of being organized. Apart from structured and having a methodical approach to things, you are also forward thinking. There are these strategic words that are being thrown, or future ready, forward thinking, etc. Let me tell you, even for SMEs, they still make sense. As you're being methodical, are you also planning for 2027? Is your business a business that can be affected by the political cycle in Kenya, so that now as you're planning and you're being methodical today in 2025, come 2027, you've already started planning for how you will cushion your business from anything that can happen in the political space. That is what is being strategic. So let me see in the charts. So far, are you acting as a reactive kind of business? Are you organized? You have structured your things, but you haven't thought through way into the future. You haven't, like now 2026 for you, it's still far. You're still waiting for November 20 something for you to start thinking, 2026 is coming. Have you even thought about 2027? Have you thought about 2028? How are you running your business? Reactive, organized, or strategic? Let's see your responses as we move along. Are there any comments? Are people describing their business approaches?
Yes, Wangeshi is saying she is reactive. Thank you for being honest. Cherop is reactive. Anne-Marie is reactive. Stanley is reactive. Nancy Dirango is reactive. Siotini is reactive.
Oh, wow. The reactive seems to have carried the day. Let's hope that by the time we are getting to the end of this webinar, you will have purposed and become intentional in moving from being reactive to being both organized and strategic. All right, so let's look at the strategy gap. What is there? Why is it important for a business, and especially a small and medium-sized business, to have a strategy? It doesn't have, I keep saying, for a small business, it doesn't have to be 30, 40 pages, but it needs to be something that has your strategic pillars, strategic objectives, and then it has the initiatives or the strategies of how you're going to achieve them. So the first thing is 80% of small business owners, founders, etc., just the thought, the mention of the word strategy gives them paralysis. They say they feel overwhelmed, they're not able to make decisions, they feel anything more than 6 months, 1 year is too far for them to think, then they respond in the reactive way. And therefore, because of that, because of their paralysis of making decisions into the future, they do not come up with strategic plans. And because of that, they are always responding and firefighting instead of progressing. Then 72% of business owners, and this is a survey that was done in the West, this is not even Africa. So I would want to believe African statistics might be higher. 72% of businesses that have employees, not solopreneurs, businesses that have employees, lack a strategic plan, the SME, in the SME sector. And then 60% of business owners, when they are told to describe their growth plan, they are told to describe where do you want. You know, when we are getting ready to get hired, we practice for that question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? We are ready for it when we are working for other people. When we are working for ourselves, we cannot answer that question. We do not have a growth plan. You ask somebody, so in how many towns would you want your business to have visibility? How many product lines would you want to have in the next 5 years? How much revenue would you want to be making in the next 5 years? You ask that to business owners, small business owners, and 60% do not know. Yet, religiously, these business owners wake up every day and go to their businesses to do something, but they do not have a growth plan. So now what happens if you do not have a growth plan? Chances are, my brothers, my sister, you will end up being a victim of quail or dragonfly or whatever other shiny object comes your path. If you feel that that is right, you will end up being there. Why? Because you did not have anything structured. So you keep chasing everything that is new and everything that is being chased by other people without a plan. Let's purpose. We are not getting into 2026 the way we've operated in 2027. So now I would like us to have a moment of reflection. Which is that one area of your business that you feel unclear about right now? Is it about your products? Is it about your pricing? Is it about is it about marketing? Is it about your products? Is it about your pricing? Or is it about even the customer that you serve? Because you need to identify who is your ideal customer. This is the customer who you purpose to spend your communication, your marketing, your products. 80% of all your effort should be targeted to that one ideal customer. Who or what areas in your business right now feel unclear? You can take a moment and respond to that in the chat. Which areas do you feel unclear? And it doesn't have to be just the ones that I have mentioned. You are the one who runs your business. You know your business, and therefore you know which areas you're clear on and which areas you're not very clear. So now, what is strategy? If I was to ask you, what is strategy? Would somebody want to give a guess? This is an adult class, so every answer is correct. And we will only tweak it and make it better or change it to make it correcter, but it is correct. Anybody would like to share what they think strategy is? Anyone? All right. I can see some chats in the chat. Are people describing what a strategy is in the chat, or those are previous responses?
Yes. We have Cherop saying it is a plan to help me get to a specific goal.
A plan to help you get to a specific goal. All right. All right, let's look at what I have written here as a strategy. What is a strategy? It is a long-term direction and intentional choices a business makes in order to achieve its vision. There are two things. It is long-term. So when you're coming up with something for your quarter, that is not, well, it is still a plan, but it does not fall, or it doesn't fit the description of what they say a strategic plan is. A strategic plan is way longer term than a work plan that you have for the week, the work plan you have for the month, or even maybe the action plan you have for the half year. A strategic plan is a long-term direction. And anytime you're coming up with a strategic plan, you have to make choices. And some of the choices make you uncomfortable. Some of the choices may make you want to do things that are slightly out of your comfort zone. Other times you make choices to drop a product that you have developed a love relationship with that product, yet it is not making any more business sense for you. So you have to make the choice that you're going to drop that product in order for you to continue being strategic. Strategic means we are making decisions that are helping us achieve our vision. So what does that mean also? It means that as a business person, regardless of your size of business or how long you have been in business, you need to come up with vision statement 001. It might not be perfect, but it is that one statement that helps you now start looking for things to help you achieve it. So you come up with a vision statement, then keep tweaking it as you grow. Keep tweaking it as you introduce other things. Keep tweaking it as you go into different frontiers. And that is why I say at times as SMEs, we are so passionate about one specific service that we want to offer. And when we are registering a business name, we tie that business to that particular service that we want to offer. Then once we start engaging with the market now gives us feedback that you can add this service to this other service that you're already offering. But remember, you already had tied down your business name to as a super zeroed in service offering. And I keep saying, since you don't want to be like that, we have seen it happen even for big organizations. And they get to a place where now, because they are pivoting, they have to tweak their name. Two examples is KCA and KCB. KCB was Kenya Commercial Bank. Now they needed to go into the region. They're going into Uganda. They realized the name Kenya is a good thing. We love our country, but it is not working. So they contracted their name into the initials, KCB Bank. So it is no longer Kenya Commercial Bank. The same thing with KCA. KCA started as a college of accountancy, and it was making a lot of sense. However, when they decided they want to be a university and offer other programs, other over and above accounting programs, now their name was stifling their growth. They had to do something about it. So they also stopped calling themselves Kenya College of Accountancy, and they're now calling themselves KCA. Now, that is long-term thinking. Have the names that you have chosen for your business tied you down that if you want to pivot, to add something, not to close that business, but to add something into that business to make the business better or to meet the needs of your customer better, is the name that you have chosen a name that is going to one day tie your hands behind your back? Take a moment and think about it. Strategy, looking long term. Today you're starting and this is making sense. In the long term, will that same business name be making sense for you? I don't know whether I'm communicating. Maybe I lost you guys when I started talking about dropping the products you love. Am I communicating? Let me see with some emojis. Unfortunately, from my side, I can't be able to see them. Are there any reactions, Pet?
Yes, Wangeshi is saying yes, you're communicating.
Hmm?
Yes.
All right. Okay, good.
Yes,
So,
Susan and
oh,
yes,
fantastic.
they're saying.
Okay, fantastic. So my question to you, have you been confusing strategy with day-to-day activities? So you keep telling people, I'm working on a strategy, I'm working on a strategy. Kumbe, all you're doing is planning your day. Planning your day is not working on a strategy. Planning your year, planning next year, planning 2027, that is the strategy. These others, and I don't want to discount your planning for the day. It is very important. Your planning for the month, it is very important. But it is good to have that overall plan that now you extract the things you need to do in September 2025, the things you need to do in October 2025, etc. You need to have a strategy. Then from that strategy, you can extract activities for the month, for the quarter, for the half year, for the full year. So if you have been confusing day-to-day activities with strategy, you need to change that. And you can only change that if you understand the business framework, the business strategy framework. One, it starts with a vision. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have a written down vision, then you need to take a moment and think about it and think, where do you want to see your business in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years? And then from there, what do you want it to be doing to the people that you serve? What impact do you want to have? Then from there, you craft a vision statement. Then after you come up with a strategy, you come up now with the strategy. This is where you develop the long-term direction and choices. Long-term direction, so it should not be 1 year, it should be longer than that. And then the choices that you're going to make, choices that maybe you might need to go to school, choices that maybe you might need to start delegating. Hallelujah, am I speaking to business owners? We hold on to our businesses and it is a baby that has been breastfed. The baby can now chew ugali and can chew githeri. We don't want to release it to other people to help you run it. Those are choices you make in a strategy. How are you going to bring in somebody so that they can help you with your finances? You're not savvy at finances, but you are so paranoid about sharing the business bank details with somebody. If you're still thinking that way, you will not be able to progress. Make choices. Some choices make you uncomfortable. Some choices means that now you migrate from being the business owner who is in day-to-day execution of the things that are done in the business to being the business owner who is now responsible for strategy. And now you let other people do what you have been doing before. That is strategy. Choices. Dropping a product, like I had said, if a product is not working, you tried it, you tried to resuscitate it, it is not working, even if it was the product that you started off with. If it is the market is saying they no longer need it, you make a choice when you're coming up with a strategy to retire such a product. Then after you come up with a strategy, you now come up with a plan on how you're going to execute. So you develop your vision, come up with a strategy. What do you want to achieve? What are the choices you're going to be making? Then develop the plan on how you're going to execute on your strategy to achieve your vision. Then in the planning or during the planning, you make decisions, you make choices that and align them with the goals that you have come up with. So in the strategy, you're coming up with the strategic pillars or strategic objectives, and now you're making decisions now that are going to be aligned with that. You can make decisions that now you need to hire more people, you need to bring more people into your team. You can make decisions that now you need to go take your business. You see, now we have the counties. You can take your business to specific counties where you feel your product will be well received. And then once you make all those decisions, now you come up with the actions or the strategies or the tactics that you need to employ in order for you to achieve your vision. That is the business strategy framework. It is as simple as that. You can make it as complex as you want, but those are the key things that should appear or should be somebody going through your strategy. They should be able to identify those areas. And as an SME, I keep saying, make your strategy as easy to understand for you and for your team as possible. So what should a good strategy do? The first one, it should clearly define your vision. It should describe your desired state. It should describe where you want to go. And then the second thing is that it should give strategic choices. That means you should be able to select the effective route to achieve your vision, whether it is adding products, adding team members, increasing prices, reducing prices, etc. Whatever choices you have to make in order for you to achieve your vision. And then it should establish indicators. How are you going to be measuring whether you are on track? Those are what we call key performance indicators. One of the things, let's say our strategy, let me give a very basic example. Our strategy is we want to move from here and we want to move to Mombasa. So one of the performance indicators is after 2 hours, we should be in Machakos. Then after 2 hours, we should be in Butitwande. Another 2 hours, we're in Voi. Another 2 hours, we are in Mombasa. So now anybody who is responsible for checking out or measuring how we are doing will be able to say, we started off in Nairobi at 8. By this time, we're supposed to be here. Why are we not yet there? Or did we meet our objectives as we had stated? Or did we even exceed the expectations? That is the same way, the same reasoning that you should apply when you're working on your strategy. Now, what is a strategy not? First things first, it is not a to-do list. Like I said, your day-to-day activities, they inform your strategy, but they are not your strategy. You come up with a big strategy that is future thinking, that is big, and that at times scares you. Then from there, you extract your to-do lists. So if you only have to-do lists and you don't have an overall strategy, then you are not succeeding by design. Then the second one is a strategy is not random ideas. It is not a collection of ideas here, an idea here, an idea here, an idea here. Let me tell you, I have, I know Pet will laugh at this, but I have some experience in farming. And in farming, I have seen people, we are potato farmers, or rather, my husband is the one who is a potato farmer. So I give moral support from the back. Now, there are people who hear, there are times you hear a sack of potatoes is 1,500. Then the same sack of potatoes is 5,000. Now, it doesn't happen at the same time. There was the month it was 1,500, and then there's a month that it is 5,000 farm gate. And that one I can tell you because I have seen it happen. Now, somebody hears farmers are selling potatoes at 5,000 and runs very quickly to source for seeds for potatoes because, let me say it in Swahili, uko sasa ndio pesa imebaki. That's where money has been left. All right. So you run very quickly and you buy your seeds for potatoes when the crop is going at 5,000. Guess what? A million other people got that same random idea, or a million other people went and bought seeds. Then all of you will find yourselves in the market when a bag of potatoes is going for 800 shillings. What happened? There was no strategy. Find out, if you're a farmer, what months do potatoes sell at a high price? Then work backwards. When should I put my potato in the ground so that I'm able to get it out when the prices are good? Same thing with your business. Those people who are in seasonal businesses, with what time or when is the business, the season high, so that you plan for it and you plan for it real good. Yes, Doreen, I see your hand is up.
Just an alert. Cherop says she's a potato farmer too. So.
Oh, wow, Cherop. Yes, we should talk about waru. Yes, it's a very good business. Only if you do it strategically. Otherwise, if you run at it because of random things you've had in the market, let me tell you, you will not get the benefits that potatoes can give you. Then strategy is not doing everything that you hear other people are doing. Don't pursue. Some of us have serious FOMO, fear of missing out. So you hear, oh, let's say, let me use who now? Susan, I seem to be remembering your business better than the others as you're introducing yourself. Susan is in business and she sells light clothes. Then Susan, right now, happens to hear that in away from Mombasa, where she is based, where people wear light clothes, right now in the rest of Kenya, we are freezing and people are wearing very warm clothes. Then Susan, for fear of missing out, drops the idea or drops the need to order for light clothes and brings in very warm clothes. One, her business is not located in a place where people can wear very warm clothes. Two, by the time she does it, anytime you hear people are making a lot of money with a product X, if you don't already have it, by the time you source for it and get it, they will have moved on. The prices will have started coming down and you will make losses. Those people had them at the right time because they strategized about it. You who are hearing in the market or in a matatu that this business is doing very well, and then you try sourcing them from China, I don't know from where, by the time you get them into Kenya, then you have lost the plot. And you are no longer a strategic person. And there is no way, I keep saying, like the name of this webinar is, you will not succeed if you're not operating by design. Now, I've been mentioning strategy. I have been mentioning tactics. Let's look at what is the difference between a strategy and a tactic. First thing is the duration. A tactic is something short term. So if you're planning for, say, Christmas, if your business is seasonal and Christmas is a good season and you're planning for it now in August to have everything in place by, say, latest November, now those are tactics that you'll be applying. Strategy is when you start planning for next year's Christmas season. Now that is strategy. It is long term. And then when you're strategizing, you focus on goals and how to position your business in a place where they will take advantage of the marketplace, the dynamics in the marketplace. Then when you're dealing with tactics, the main focus is what are the tasks and what are the execution. Let me give an example of a corporate. A corporate, the senior manager operates on strategy. They set goals and they position different people in different places. Then the line supervisors focus on tactics. Once the senior manager or the CEO or the MD has communicated what are the goals and the objectives that they need to be achieved, now the supervisor, on the other hand, now engages the team that does the execution. They break down those big goals into individual tasks that every person in their department or every person in their team needs to do. Perfect. That works very well for organizations that are big and have established organograms. Now, what happens? I know there's somebody who is listening to me and asking, Lillian, how about me? My business, I am the MD. I am the executor, I am the cleaner, I am the one who sends an email. Then tomorrow I respond using another email address so that we look like we are many, but it is only me. All right. So what do you do? Now, at the beginning of the year, you sit down with yourself and you come up with your strategy. Then monthly and weekly, you, because it's still you, it's not anybody else yet, you now break down those big goals into your tasks, and now you come up with how are you going to execute against those tasks. You can wear the strategy hat and you can wear the tactic hat if you are still running a one-man show. Now, this is something I always give SMEs as advice. If you are small and you don't have a team, look for interns, look for university students who are in their long break, give them a small stipend, and then now even practice. Give yourself an opportunity to practice delegation. Give yourself an opportunity to practice working in collaboration with somebody else. Because you know what? One day, God will bless your business if you start operating with succeeding to by design. You're going to be able to grow your business and your team. Work on moving from just tactics every day to you one day being in charge of strategy and somebody else is in charge of tactics. All right. So what is strategy? An example of a strategy is expanding into a new market. Let's say now the East African community, you want to start selling. Let me use now Wangeshi. Wangeshi is running a good housekeeping business here in Kenya. And all of a sudden, people have started, because social media doesn't know boundaries. People have started reaching out to her from Uganda. People are reaching out to her from Tanzania, etc. Now she needs to come up with a market penetration strategy. How you don't just show up. The fact that you've been doing good in Kenya doesn't mean the exact systems you used in Kenya are going to work for Uganda. You might need to tweak them a bit. Now, come up with a strategy of how you're going to go into that new market. And then the tactics. One of the tactics that you will apply is social media campaigns in the Ugandan space. So you ensure that as you're posting on social media, you have liked or you have joined groups that have Ugandans, etc., so that now you have campaigns that are speaking towards the Ugandan market. Are we together? Are we together till there? People, thumbs up if we are together. Thumbs down is you if you got completely lost and you feel we need to move more slowly, etc. Any responses? Yes,
Yes.
go ahead.
They say, yes, we are, and there's some reactions. We're okay.
All right. Okay. So we can move on. So right now, would you say your business runs on strategy or it's on reactive? I think we asked this question earlier, or a similar question, and people said they are on reactive. I'm hoping that as we are going through these slides, you're looking at your business and you're looking at how you run your business, and you're starting to see, in that one area, I need to become more strategic. In this other area, I need to become more strategic. Or in this product or in this service that I'm offering, I need to come up with a longer view, a longer term view of where I want the product or the service to be at. All right. So why does strategy matter? It matters because every business is moving. Your business is moving whether you like it or not. It could be moving backwards. It could be moving forward. It could be moving zigzag. It doesn't matter. Every business is moving. Question is, how are you moving your business? How are you moving your business? Are you moving it? Does it look like, have you ever seen when it rains and then the mitaros, courtesy of the county governments, they start getting runway water and everything? Then you see that one paper that keeps swirling round and round and round in the water, and doesn't seem to, it is in motion, but it is not moving very far. Are you like that paper in that torrent of water? Or are you somebody who, if we saw you in January and if we see you now, this is August, we can say that you have moved and you're going in the right direction? You know, as a business person, you can choose to move intentionally, and that means that you actively steer your business. You're the captain of your business. You actively steer it in a chosen and specific direction. Or you can choose to move reactively. That means you're being pulled along by circumstances and everything but yourself is determining how your business is moving. The choice is yours. Where do you want to be? Are you going to be on the blue side or are you going to be on the green side? Because once you make the choice, it will also determine how your business is going to end up. So why is it important to have a clear strategy? One is that it gives you focus. You stop being distracted. When people come and talk about quail eggs, you are not distracted by it because you have a focus. When people come and talk about dragon fruits, you're not distracted, you have a focus. When people start talking about going to China to bring a container full of plastics, you don't jump on it because you have a focus. You know where your business is going. Then when you have a strategy, you also make better decisions. People make very bad decisions because of lack of strategy. They make very bad decisions because of lack of clarity. You hear somebody pumped in 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million into something, they didn't think through it. Why? Because they never had something that was guiding them on decisions that they need to make. So when an opportunity came, they jumped into it without thinking through. I have a friend who, when people were doing the quail eggs and everything, there was a big business of incubators. And I'm telling you, she went to China and brought incubators. And unfortunately, by the time she was bringing them and getting them cleared, the quail egg facade was already dwindling. People were releasing their quail eggs into the into the wilderness. And here you are, you have just shipped in a lot of incubators from China. What are you supposed to do? Where else, before quails, where else had you ever seen incubators in people's homes? So she was stuck with her beautiful incubators because she didn't have a strategy. She just listened to the ground, and the ground shifted before she could make a decision. She could be able to reap from that business. Then when you have a strategy, you also have consistent growth. So it helps you be focused, make good decisions, and have consistent growth. So which of these three benefits, focus, good decisions, or consistent growth, do you feel your business needs the most right now? Do you need to start with focus? Do you say, I'm kind of focused, but at times I make not so good decisions? Or do you feel I am doing those things, but somehow, somewhat, I am not getting the kind of growth or the kind of impetus that I would want? Which of these three areas do you feel your business needs the most right now? And by the way, like we said, here we are here to support each other, to love on each other. If you feel you need all three, it is good to admit that maybe even focus is lacking. So because of that, maybe it is also impacting other things. Just take a moment to think through. And these reflection questions, I hope you're writing them down and writing your answer, even as you share your responses in the chat, because they will form moments of thinking back and wanting to know how you can get better. So let's look at a business audit. Aha. Yes, Doreen?
Excuse me, Lillian. We
Yes.
have some responses in the chat. Susan says clearer focus, and Nancy Ndirango says decision making and consistency.
Decision making and consistency. Wow. All right. That's good. Clearer focus. That was who? That was Susan. Yes. Just sit down and agree. What is it do you want with your clothes business or with your HR business that you do, and then see how now you can get it better. So there's something called the business audit, because at times it is good for you to know where you are, so that even as you're coming up with the strategy, you know you have your baseline. You get to understand where you're starting from. So before you design a strategy, you need to understand where your business is currently. And when you're doing this, look at it or think of it as an X-ray. An X-ray shows what's inside of your body. Now, this is a business X-ray. It is showing you what's inside your business, because without a good X-ray or a proper X-ray, you cannot prescribe the right medicine without knowing what is ailing your business. You might have the best products, you're just not positioning them right, or you may have the right product, you have just not priced it right, etc. Do an X-ray, do an audit of your business, and you will be able to achieve this, because clarity comes before strategy. You need to be clear of where you are, then also develop clarity on where you want to go, so that now you can formulate a strategy to help you achieve. So which are the key areas of a business audit? Is one, your products. What are your products? What are your services? Are they what your target audience is looking for? Are they profitable? Are they products that have flooded the market and you're trying to get yourself a micro niche or a micro space in the market share? What kind of products are you offering? Did you offer them because you love them, or did you offer them because they provide solutions to the people you're selling them to? Then the second thing you need to look at is your customers. Who is buying from me and why? Who are your customers, or who is your customer? Define that customer so that you're able to tell what it is they like, how do they like it. Then costs. What are your major cost drivers? What makes you price your products the way you do price them? What are the things that come in as costs of doing business, or of procuring that product, or of procuring that service, so that now when you're calculating your prices, you can have that as a determinant. At times, the costs might not directly dictate. Yes, Doreen, your hand is up.
Sorry for interrupting.
Mhm.
Faith Sigwe says, I'm now literally seeing the loopholes I've been having. So I thought
Mhm.
that's worth mentioning.
Oh, wow. Yes, Faith, it is good that you see your loophole, so that now when you take your needle and you start sewing them in the form of a good strategy, you will know where are all the places you had gaps that you need to seal. So I was talking about costs and pricing of your product at times may not be related. You might have a product that costs you very little to put together. However, because of your target audience, you're able to sell it at a high price. Now, that is different because you have a target audience that does not look at cost as a determinant. There are also some target audiences that when something is pricier, they want to be associated with it. So that is for you. What I'm saying is always understand your costs so that you get to know when now your pricing is no longer making sense. Because at times people hold on to pricing, onto prices that have been overtaken by the costs they are incurring to run their business. So understand your major cost drivers and see which ones you can control. And then the next thing you should audit your business around is channels. How are people finding your business today? Where are you found? Are you found online? Are you found physically? Are you found on WhatsApp? Are you found on, do we still have yellow pages? Okay, if they still exist, are you found on the yellow pages? Or maybe there's a digital version of the yellow pages. If customers are looking for you, whatever it is that you offer to the marketplace, where can they find you? If you cannot be found, if when you ask yourself that question, you're also not able to answer it very well, it means your channels are not working for you. Or in those channels that you are in, you're not being visible in them. These are the areas that you need to look at when you're conducting a business audit. So in those four areas, which one needs the most attention? Is it the products? Is it your customers? Is it your cost drivers? Or is it the channels where your business can be found? Which one needs the most attention for your business? Because once you identify that, that is something you need to strategize around to ensure that you're doing it and doing it right. Then another thing that we need to do is when we are coming up with a strategy after we do our audit to find out where we are at, is to conduct a business or situation or analysis. And one of the easiest ways, especially for small businesses or for businesses that have never come up with a strategic plan before, is to conduct a SWOT analysis. And SWOT is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. When you're looking at your strengths, you look at what is your unique value proposition, what makes you different from other people who are offering something similar to you. You might have identical products, but the way you deliver them, the customer experience that you give when you're delivering your product or your service differentiates you from the other player. So that is a value proposition. You might have the same product, but the number of hours you're available to serve your customers differentiates you from the other customer. So what is this that you have as a strength, a business value, or something unique about the way you do your business or the way you package your business makes you stand out? That is a strength for your business. Then weaknesses. What are the things that are limiting within you, within your business, that are limiting your growth? Could it be you don't have many product lines, or you don't have sufficient inventory, or you don't have bookkeeping? You're not good at bookkeeping and keeping records, etc. What are the things that are inside your business, within your business, that are limiting your business from growing the way you would want it to grow? Now, the strengths and weaknesses are things you look at in regards to things that are internal. Internal means they are inside of the business. You have direct leverage over them. You can tweak them, you can make your strengths stronger, you can increase the number of strengths you have, and then the weaknesses, you can do things to leverage to ensure that now you are minimizing the weaknesses, or you're completely doing away with the weaknesses. Now, when we come to the other side, opportunities and threats, these are things that are outside of our businesses that we still need to remain cognizant of. When it comes to opportunities, what are the market advantage potential, or what is the market advantage potential that you have, that when you get or grab or take advantage of it, you can make quantum leaps? There are times when the market shifts and people want maybe what you sell in smaller packages. So if you're able to tweak quickly and start offering it in smaller packages, now that's an opportunity that came and an opportunity that you grabbed. There are always new opportunities that are coming up, regardless of what sector you are in business. My question is, are you aware? Have you taken time to scan the environment to see what are the opportunities? Some of the opportunities that are there, like that statement says, they come dressed in overalls. They don't look shiny at the get-go. It is you to look and see, if I work through this, this is a good opportunity for my business. Then the threats are things that are external that could negatively impact your business. I gave the example of, if your business is one that is affected by the politics of the country, then you need to know every 5 years in Kenya, we are going to have elections unless something really not so good happens. So that 5-year cycle, what do you do to minimize the threat that the politics can have on your business? Because if, say, your business is what? No, I wouldn't say shipping. I would like to say maybe you run an open air kibanda. And every time during elections, because of all the campaigns and everything, we have too many people in the street, and it only takes just one moment of adrenaline rush, and they come attacking and ruining or destroying people's businesses. So are you in such a place? How do you mitigate about that threat that is existent there? How can, say, the legislations that are being passed or are being discussed in parliament likely to affect how you do your business? Those are threats. It's good to be aware of them. It is good to plan for them. At times, some threats come and they find us. We had not anticipated them, but we can come up with a quick strategy on how to be able to mitigate. And there's a statement there that says you cannot build a good strategy if you don't understand the terrain that you're playing in. So do an analysis of your business. Start with a SWOT. SWOT is the easiest. And SWOT is what will enable you be able to understand, where am I strong? What are the things out there that I can take advantage of? And what are the things that can bring me down, whether internal weaknesses or external threats? And then from there, you're able to mitigate or to position your business in a way that these things do not adversely affect your business. Now, I want us to take just 1 minute. Quickly get a piece of paper, just write SWOT, and then write one strength you have for your business, write one weakness you have, one opportunity that you're seeing around that you can grab on for your business, and one external threat that is there. Very quickly, let's take a moment and write that. as I sip my coffee. And then whoever wants to share, you can raise your hand and just read for us your SWOT. Or you can put it in the chat. I didn't put it here. Put it in the chat. Anybody would like to share? Anybody who has shared so far?
Not yet in the chat.
Not yet. What is one strength you have? You know, even your educational background or your work experience in relation to what you're doing in your business could be a strength. Or the kind of products that you offer, or maybe you're IT savvy, or you have put up systems in your business. Those are all strengths that you can put for your business. Should I give you that as homework? Okay, and just to mention as we are going along, there will be a freebie at the end of this webinar, so it would be good for you to stick around until the end of the webinar so that you're able to get a freebie. So my question again, how are you running your business? If you look at this gentleman walking here, look at his shoe, my God. Does your business feel at the end of the day, after you get home, after running your business, do you feel like this guy who has walked and walked and walked and his shoe is completely worn out, but he's still holding on to his briefcase because he feels, there's still something I need to do. There's still something that I can do to move my business, to move it to where it should be. Is there somebody who feels like that? They are feeling overwhelmed, a little overwhelmed, but they are still believing that, yes, there's something that they can do in how they run their business to get better.
We have something in the chat. Cherop says, my strength is in my household. The strength in my household business is that I've done consumer behavior and targeted rural groups, chamas.
Wow. Cherop, what did you say your business is again?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, I do supplies, I have tenders, and then I do farming, and there's a household. I do household. So I've targeted chamas because I realized in Ushago market, they like fancy things, not the fancy high class from, I stay in Nairobi. So there are things I take like melamine plates and everything. So when you give chamas, one woman takes all of them take. And then they can tell you I'll pay on Saturday or a certain. So you make so much sales without having to go any other place. So you target groups. You just introduce to a certain group. So that is the part that I'm doing is for household. But I have a company for tenders and I do potato farming on the side. Yeah. So for me specifically, I see it as a strength because people open in the marketplace. I don't do that. I go to the chamas and then high schools also teachers. There's high school teachers and primary teachers. When you buy one, just know Madam 10 will buy the same things. And they don't take one, they take a couple. So yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's a good one. Identify your niche and run with it. The same plates that you're selling to those targeted chamas is the same plates as somebody else anapeleka ananika sokoni. You make your kill in just visiting one chama. This other person reports every day to the market and spreads their plates there, and they're not being bought. Why? Because they've not done the right targeting. They've not identified who is my ideal client and where can I find them. So that is a very good example. Congratulations, Cherop. So are you running your business by default or are you running your business by design? Because there's a difference. There's a difference from those people who run their businesses by default and those who run their businesses by design. So those who run their businesses by default are reacting to daily problems and then they keep changing direction every few minutes, every few weeks, every few months, every few years. They are forever changing. Why? Because they have never sat down to strategize on one concrete idea. So anything that smells like it could be a good idea, they run after it. And they try everything just to see what sticks. 1 minute, they are selling like chirop, they are selling plates. The next minute, they are selling women and innerwear. The next minute, they are selling barbed wire, etc. Until they get to something that sticks. So they've not studied the market. They don't even know what the market wants. They just imagine this thing I understand has a good markup. Let me take it and try and sell it to my people. Then if you're running your business by default, you are busy, but you might not necessarily be progressing. So every day you wake up and you report to your office, you report to your shop, and you're doing so much, but you're not making progress because you're just trying out just about everything. You don't give an idea a time long enough for it to percolate and become a meaningful idea. You burn out very quickly, and then you go into the next new thing. Now, those people who run their businesses by design have clear intentions. They know what it is they want to achieve. They have a long-term view. They know if I want to ensure that I am able to get this product, I need to source it from China in this month. I need to source it in these quantities over the months of the year because some months require more, etc. I need to build rapport with the forwarding, clearing and forwarding agents. I need to build rapport with shipping agents and everything. They have a long-term view. They're not just running to China. When you get to China, you don't know whether you're going to Hong Kong or to Guangzhou or wherever. Then you don't even know which are the good shipping companies, but you got yourself to China somewhat, somehow, because you were told when people bring things from China, they become millionaires. You go there, you become broke. Yet in the same flight, there's somebody who traveled with you, went to China and came back, but they made millions. Why? Because they had a strategy. You didn't have a strategy. You were trying everything to see what sticks. Then if you operate by design, you take deliberate actions. When you're doing your business, you're very deliberate. There are things you say, I will not do. And there are things you say, I am going to start doing. You make choices strategically. Then you are accountable. You're accountable because you've established objectives. You have established key performance indicators. And even better, you will become even more accountable if you share your strategy with somebody who can hold you accountable for it. So how are you honestly running your business? Are you doing it by default or are you doing it by design? How are you running your business? Is it by default or is it by design?
Cherop runs her business by design.
That's good. That's good, Cherop. Somebody else? So now, as we get into the conclusion of our webinar today, we have looked at a few things that you need to do as a start off to start getting you to thinking and running your business strategically. One is to do a business audit. This creates an awareness for you on where it is you are at. It helps you create a baseline so that from there you can start forming strategies, knowing this is where I am starting at, because we might all be gathered here, but we are at very different levels in terms of some people know their ideal customer, they know where to find them, etc. Others have not even defined who is their ideal customer because even their own products or services are not very properly defined to suit a specific customer segment. So do an audit on your costs, on your customers, to understand where is it you are at, and even on your business channels. Then a SWOT analysis helps you to determine the direction you want to take. Which are the strengths you want to make stronger? Which are the things you want to create or to bring into your business as strength? Which are the weaknesses that you really need to work on? What are the opportunities emerging that you need to take advantage of? And what are the possible threats that could come and negatively impact your business. And then from there, now you determine, what direction am I taking? Am I going to start focusing on minimizing my weaknesses because there are too many, or I have some weaknesses, they're not so many? What I need to do is to make my strengths even bigger and more in number. So it gives you a direction. Then the other one is the strategy that you need to start thinking, by design, not by default. You need to start doing your things by default and not by by design, and not by default. Because when you're doing it by default, you will one day wake up with an intention to get to Mombasa, and voila, you will find yourself in Kisumu because you didn't have any design. And there's a statement there that says, when you design your business starts to work for you and not the other way around. So I am hoping that as we are going through, you are slowly or mentally conducting a quick audit of your business, just to find out, who are my customers, who are my costs, what are the channels that I can be found, etc. Then in the SWOT, I have 1, 2, 3 strengths. I need to work on this weakness. It is a big one. I've not thought about what are the opportunities that are there, but I need to now sit down and critically think about what are the opportunities that are there in relation to the kind of business that I offer and the kind of people that I serve. That is to help you get direction. Then when it comes to strategy, how are you going to ensure that now you're aligning your things? You remember the business framework, you have come up with your vision, you have come up with your strategy, and you keep going all the way until you get to the tactics. And those are the actions that you need to do to align, to help you achieve your objectives and ultimately help you achieve your vision. Are there any questions at this moment?
None at the moment.
Okay. Anybody with a question? Anybody with a take home or a takeaway? Calista, I can see you had unmuted yourself. You want to say something?
Oh, yes. First and foremost, I want to apologize. I logged in a little bit late due to unavoidable circumstances. So I was not there when you started. This is a very good training, and I would definitely want to follow it up. I am in cake baking. I run, I do baking. I'm a non-baker, and I would want to grow it. So yeah, I have listened, and I would want to make a follow-up and probably get to know where you started, because this is very good information.
Thank you so much, Felista. We'll be sharing about what you can do as we bring it to a conclusion. And not to worry, because you made an effort to come in for this, Doreen will be requesting you people to share, and especially those who, at times when people are registering on Zoom, they put a phone number that we cannot be able to reach you at. You put 001-01100, and that's your phone number. Now we're trying to reach you so that we can send you the document or the freebie that we have. We can reach you. At times people put email addresses that are not their real email addresses, or at times somebody was logging in through somebody else's. So just in case, so that you don't miss on any of the things that we'll be sharing, Doreen will be sharing in the group the link to our YouTube channel. Petronella mentioned it at the beginning. Kindly do go and like it. It's called the Business Wellness Roundtable on YouTube. And there's also a WhatsApp group that now we want to be bringing SMEs together and holding monthly webinars so that we all grow. It doesn't make sense for you to grow alone and you're leaving so many other people behind, because guess what? Those other people you're leaving behind are supposed to be your customers for your business. So if you've left them behind and they're not making money, they'll never come to your business to buy from you. That is my mantra, and that is how I look at it. So any comments or question in the chat, Doreen or Pet?
Yes, Susan has said my takeaway is running my business by design. Thank you so much, Susan. Terop has said my take home is to grow and increase revenue, which is by design. I have to be intentional.
Oh.
And then yeah, Susan is asking a question. Channels on where my businesses can be found is also another takeaway. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for getting this far. And because of that, we have a gift for you. We will be sharing a gift for you. And this gift will be in the form of our mini strategic planning starter kit workbook. And I have put there the cover for it and also the table of contents. It will have a simple business audit. It is not in any way comprehensive, but it is something to just help you get started. And then there is a SWOT analysis that now you go and sit and hold a meeting. If you are a one-man team, just hold a meeting with yourself and critically think through those 4 areas and fill out the SWOT, the template that we have provided. If you have a team, whether they are part-time or it doesn't matter, you nowadays with technology, you can have a Zoom meeting and then you all brainstorm on where the business is at and what is the SWOT for your business. Then it also allows you now, because we want to start working by design, to select 3 strategic priority areas that you need to start working on in your business. And it will offer you will indicate the strategic area in the template, and then you will indicate what is the objective you want to achieve against that strategic area. And then once you establish what is the objective, what you want to achieve, now you'll come up with strategies. And these are the things that you need to do in order for you to achieve that priority area. Like I said, this is a mini strategic planning starter kit. It can get you started, but it may not be as comprehensive as a fully thought through workbook. I mean, not workbook, strategic plan would be. So because of that, I would like to invite you or share with you a program that we are running that is called Strategize to Profitize. And this will be an online program that will run for 6 weeks. And this program will help you be able, it is a practical guide for small business owners to develop their strategic plan. It has 4 modules. The first one, because this is a journey, coming up with a strategy is a journey. So we will be using things that relate to going on a journey. The first one is getting your bearing. Where are you at? This is where you conduct your audit, you do a SWOT, then the other one is a PESTEL, and then you also do an analysis of what are the resources that you have, physical resources and skills. What are the skills that you have? And then within your business, it could be all the skills that are inside of you or the skills that are inside of you and the other team members that you have. Module 2 is about charting the adventure. This is where we look at what are going to be our corporate statements, what's going to be our vision, what's going to be our mission, what are the core values that underpin everything and direct us in all engagements that we engage in. And then you also come up with an organogram. And for SMEs, I normally say an organogram, don't say I cannot come up with an organogram because I'm a solopreneur. Guess what? If you pay somebody to do for you your annual returns for your taxes, guess what? You have an accountant. He might not be your employee, but he does things for your business, and therefore he's part of your organogram. Then if you have a Gen Z who does your social media, guess what? You have a social media manager. They are part of your team. They are in your organogram. If you have somebody who does other things that help you deliver your products and your services, those are the jobs. You don't put the name of the person, you put the functions that they do. Bookkeeper, social media manager, or all those things. Come up with a basic organogram, because it is from there that when you're strategizing, you will be saying, if I want to grow market share, then how many responsibilities am I going to give this person? that is in charge of my social media marketing. Then the other one is, if say you want to be compliant with KRA, because maybe one of the things that you want to achieve is to ensure you and KRA and you paying your taxes, even as the Bible says we need to pay our taxes. Then now you will have what it is that I need to tell my bookkeeper to do for me to be compliant. So that is why it is important to come up with an organogram, even when you're running solo, because it is very, very difficult for you to be able to deliver your services from the beginning to the end with just you. You didn't involve anybody else to assist you in providing the solutions you provide to your customers. There are other people that you don't call employees, but they still work for you because you exchange, they exchange their services and you give them money. So guess what? You've not employed them, but you've engaged them. They are part of your team. Then number 3 is a setting sail. And this is where now we are now getting into working on the meat of the strategic plan. And this is where we come up with our strategic pillars. And then we identify the SMART objectives that we are going to, that will be linked to the strategic pillars. Every pillar that you come up with, what are the objectives that are going to be under it? And then module 4 is getting your business GPS. GPS is that one thing you go and keep checking whether you're still on track. So it will be the action plan. The action plan will have timelines and it will have the person or the people responsible for ensuring that those timelines are being adhered to. Then we will have a basic. Remember, this is for SMEs. This is not for corporates. Even the M&E framework is going to be something very easy that you can just sit down and evaluate. How is your strategic? How are you performing against your strategic plan? So that is the program. Anybody who wants to engage with us and be able to move now, you want to really move from just winging it and functioning on default, functioning on design, we are here to hold your hands. And the program goes, we have 3 packages for this program. We have the gold package, which has the workbooks. It has pre-recorded videos that you need to listen to. Then it has weekly webinars for the 6 weeks, the duration of the 6 weeks. Then it has 2 group coaching sessions, one at week 3 and the other at week 6. And this one is going at the discounted price of $19,999. Then the silver package has workbooks, pre-recorded videos, and the webinars. It doesn't have the group coaching session. This one goes for $14,999. Then we have the bronze, where somebody feels I really need to get a strategic plan, but maybe my budget does not allow. So what they will get is the workbooks and the pre-recorded videos. So they will work by themselves to, after listening to the videos, to go in and put their responses or put their decisions or their choices in the workbook. They will not be attending the weekly webinars, neither will they be coming in for the 2 group coaching sessions. But it is going for $999. But guess what? Because you came into this webinar and you attended it to the end, we are giving you a 20% discount against any of these packages. So that means for the gold package, you will get it for $15,999. Then the silver package is going to be for $11,999. Then for the bronze package, it's going to be for $7,999. And then for the duration of the strategic plan, which will be 3 years, you are entitled to what we call strategy review online parties, where we come in at the end of every 6 months, starting June of 2026. We have an online strategy review party where we all sit together and we all say, this is my GPS, and now these are my actual results. Now look at me and tell me what is it I may not be doing right? Or for those who their GPS and where they are at are completely tallying, they will share their success stories. What have you done to ensure that you're meeting all your KPIs as you had stated you want to meet them? So that is it. That is the offer that I have for you. If you are interested, kindly do get in touch with myself or Doreen, and we will be able to let you know on the next steps. The program is scheduled to start on the 8th of September and go through all the way to the 17th of October. The reason why it is ending that early is so that it gives you the whole of November. I don't like tying up business people in December. Either you're taking a break because you've worked so hard, or December is also your peak season, so you're not available physically and mentally. It will allow you, after the end of the program, to just sit down through the month of November to fine-tune any of the things in your action plan that need fine-tuning, so that come January, you're ready to start succeeding by design. You start succeeding by design. And that is the offer that we have for you. I would like to hear from your comments. Anybody who has something to say about the program, who would be interested in it? Let's hear some comments. Let me stop sharing so that I can come back on. Anybody would like to share? Or even give a takeaway. There was only 2 people who gave their takeaways. The others did not mention what their takeaways were. Any comments? Any questions?
From the wall, Lillian, we have everyone appreciating what you have done, your sharing, and also the gift that you've given them. They really, really appreciate. I think that was a pleasant surprise for everyone. They're saying this is a very kind gesture. So thank you. That's a appreciation that has been registered.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it will come to you. I hope you're putting in your contacts where we can send the workbook to you, so that now you can start working on even the mini strategic planning document, so that now you at least you have an idea. You stop being completely reactive and start moving into at least getting a bit organized, and then also into getting to be strategic in how you do your things. And for everyone who joined and got to the end, yes, like I said, we shall be sharing that with you. I can see, did any other gentleman join, or Stanley is the only gentleman still in the group?
Looks like I'm the only.
Oh, Stanley, you're still the only one.
Looks like.
Oh my, don't worry. You will get company next time. I will reach out to some of the men. Some even inboxed me. They're like, "Is this the women program you normally run?" I'm like, "No, this one is not for women. It's for everyone." So yes, you can invite men. Yes, Beatrice. This is not WIDB. I know that causes a little bit of confusion, because the Women in Digital Business program is specifically for women. But when we have the SME roundtables by the Business Wellness Roundtables, those ones, the monthly webinars, are open to everybody, anybody who is in business, or maybe might be even thinking of starting a business. They are free to join.
Before we get you whatever you want, before we can do for you massage, you work really hard. Your hands also need to get massaged. Your legs, everything you want. Today is your day off. Are you going to come with me? Yes or no? Say yes. Yes.
I don't know who is speaking. Somebody is speaking. I don't know who that is. Let's see. I don't know. I didn't get. I'm hoping she's offering the massage services to us at a discounted price, so that we can also come and enjoy the massage services. So, in case, I hope everybody. How many people have put their contacts in the chat? Are you able to tell?
Yes, we have Felista. Felista has shared her contacts, and also Cherop.
Cherop, all right. Yeah. Okay, I've seen also for Stanley has popped up.
Stanley
Mhm.
Beatrice has also
Uh-huh.
done that.
Right. Okay. Yes. Doreen, you can kindly reshare the number for the WhatsApp link, the link to the WhatsApp. Who is this? Igoki Ann has also shared. Then you can also share with them the YouTube channel so that they can like our channel. The reason being that you will be able to get recordings of webinars, and then you will also be able to get to know, if you get into the WhatsApp group, you will be able to know when we are having the next webinar. We will be having the next webinar in the month of September. So stay tuned. We bring in all kinds of experts, digital marketing experts, AI experts, tax experts. And every so often I run a poll just to find out what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear from? Which expert would you want us to bring? And from there, we are able to grow, because this is a community. The Business Wellness Roundtable is a community of helping people grow and move in a strategic way as they are growing, they are all walking the journey of entrepreneurship. So in case there's nothing else, Petronella, I will invite you now to close off the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lillian. Let's appreciate Lillian for that amazing session that she has taken us through. Can give us some maua kidogo, but Lillian, we thank you for pouring yourself out to us. And I can see everyone also appreciates the fact that you have given the participants a workbook just to start them off on strategy. And I'm sure this is going to help them move from being reactive to become very organized and also strategic. So thank you so much for joining us. Maybe I could just invite one person to just say thanks, and then we shall wrap it up from there. Any one of us? The gentleman, let's give you an opportunity to shine. Stanley, you there?
Yes, I'm there. So I think I want
Perfect.
to take this opportunity to thank Lillian, the facilitator, for the very good training that he has taken us through, and the need to basically plan ahead, develop strategies, have our own audits on how we do our business so that we're able to create the necessary awareness, the need to evaluate ourselves through a SWOT analysis so that we can be able to get the correct direction on where we're moving to. And basically, the whole idea of coming up with a design or the strategy through which you can be able to implement our businesses. I know that the businesses are diverse. Like me, I'm in a strictly professional business that is highly regulated by professional etiquette and ethos. One of the challenges that I've had was the farm marketing techniques, how we can be able to attract business to ourselves without doing something that is not declared and professional. But nevertheless, there are a few takeaways that I've taken from this particular training, which I think that I'll be able to sit down with my team members, and then we see what it is that we can be able to adopt and fit in within the confines of the profession. So I think I want to thank you very much for organizing this particular training, which is good. I know some of us may have had some of these items before, but it's always good to be reminded so that at least we can remember to stay on track. And I look forward to being invited to join in the other courses and trainings that are going to come up. And I also believe that it is good to be part of this community, because I know even within here, I'll be able to get one or two clients who will be able to push my business ahead, even through referrals. And this is a good thing. So thank you very much, the organizers. Thank you very much, the facilitator. We really appreciate you people, and we thank you for what you've done. Apart from that, I think I'll have to say every other person who has attended also feel welcome, and thank you for coming in through. I believe you've also been able to pick up one or two items that is going to help us in the hassles and the struggles that we have within our businesses. Thank you very much, and good night.
Asante sana, Stanley. Indeed, you're likely to get a client or two from here. So because Lillian has urged us to just support each other and grow, we grow together. So asanteni sana, everyone, for joining this webinar this evening. We truly appreciate your time. We know we have really extended way and above. For your patience, we really appreciate, and I hope our businesses are going to change and there will be a lot of transformation, and that there will be profit growing and increasing and coming to us. So asanteni sana. I want to wish everyone a good night and a very, very strategic thought process towards our business. Have an amazing evening. Asanteni sana. Thank you and good night.